Yo, hey, what's up guys? Today I'm gonna show you a takeover for a buddy of mine. And I also want to mention that I actually offer takeovers. They are paid, but first of all, please go ahead, check out the channel a little bit and make yourself an impression about my work, and you can decide for yourself if it's worth or not. So right now we are on a whale account, and I want to use what I have in my like what I can use and stuff. So let me show you the team what I came up with. It is based around an unkillable, what I kind of did before, with of course less good champions, because this time we have 2 times Yumeko and a Crisia and an Emic, of course some fusion. But yeah, it is a really overpowered team. But the goal of this one is for my buddy. He's kind of struggling for Hydra, and yeah, I think we all are. Let's be honest, everybody of us has like those days where nothing goes well and you hate Hydra and stuff. And so the goal of this video, of this takeover right here, is just to give him a 1 key on full auto with a team that kind of isn't used somewhere else, because 2 times Yumeko, it just works with 2 times Yumeko. If you just have 1 Yumeko in another team or something, that just doesn't do really much for you. So if you go 2 times Yumeko, probably but wait, first before we're gonna start the run and stuff, you see the champions right here, and I want to know your opinion. Like how do you think this one will be ending? Like 200 mil, 1 billion, 10 billion, because those are really overpowered champions. And yeah, I want to just know what you think. And I want to talk a little bit about the preset, because yeah, it is important. The goal is just 1 key, do it on full auto, and of course not many repeats, because teams like that, you need to repeat them a ton most of the time. We are unkillable the whole time if everything goes wrong, but you know how it is, sometimes stuff go wrong. And my Inquisitor is super slow. I have Duchess right here, so I didn't know that I will use a Duchess, so I made him slow, but he's not actually triggering his passive all the time, so he doesn't gain turn meter. So I probably would build him like 230 or something, so he can actually do more damage and stuff. But it is how it is right now, and I'm not gonna use more resources for just a little bit more damage. And I think he will be happy on the end. I hope so. If not, oh man, I did the wrong job. So the base around this team is that the whole team always goes in the same turn order, besides Shamael, because you can't super control him. But yeah, of course right now I probably could. I didn't know from the beginning, so yeah, he sometimes jumps in between some champions, but those champions all go in the same order all the time, and that what kind of makes it happen. But yeah, let's go jump into the run. I'm gonna talk about stuff that could go wrong, and I used some things that can actually save your runs. In runs like that, you never get eaten. Yes, but if your buffs get stolen, of course you will. So my first tip for you guys is, if you have, what's it called, protection set, 9 pieces, that would be super amazing. If you have 6 pieces, that's still nice, but you gotta have the resistance on the end on your Emic. That's super important, and I couldn't make it work with protection, so I didn't use it. And on your Emic, use lightning cage, so he will be the mischief target, because the mischief target is the most problem in teams like that. If he steals your turn meter, in this case right here, it doesn't even matter. If he steals turn meter just from Emic, that's okay. But if he steals your taunt buff and another heads comes in and eats your champion, that's okay. But in this time I was like, okay, it is just a nice key for my buddy. He wants to do it on full auto and everything. Okay, what if you get eaten? Let's go Shamael, go on most crit damage. So if you get eaten the first time, it will always be Shamael. and then you can just free him up with Acrisia. It's like one emergency trigger for you. And then another thing is, you saw it maybe right there, Acrisia got the buff stolen, and of course there is a hole in between champions where she gains unkillable backs, so she could die. That's why Duchess isn't there. If a champion like Shamael or Acrisia dies, she can just revive and it will not throw off your turn order. If you get your turn meter decreased on Emic, that should be okay. If you get decreased on Shamael, that should be okay. If you should be decreased on Acrisia, it should be okay. And even if they die, that's even not a problem. Of course, if your Yumekos die, you're out of the game. That's just how it is, because turn order and stuff. But if Emic, Yumeko, and Yumeko go all the time in the same order, it's all okay. We got a revive. We got something that goes against when your buffs get stolen, you got killed. So there are plenty of emergency, I don't know what's it called, emergency helpers, you know what I mean. And that was kind of my goal. On the end, just make him press the auto button and make it go work mostly. Not all the time, of course. Sometimes he goes in here and he makes a key of, let me lie, 15 mil, and then he goes out. Oh, okay, something went wrong, okay, whatever. And of course he can go full manual. That would be kind of better, to be honest. Then you, of course, you have control about everything. You know who to attack, who to place the hex and stuff. But yeah, semi-auto is like perfect, because you can just click ahead. Like I will now click that head right there, because he's super annoying and he destroys your runs. He can destroy your run. So, but yeah, with all those emergency thingies, even if you get eaten, no problem. Even if you die, no problem. Even if you lose your taunt, no problem. So, of course there could be something wrong, like super dumb stuff happening all in the same time. 3 champions die, 1 get eaten, and you can't. Of course, that's just the RNG every time about Hydra. And that's why I personally don't like Hydra too much, because there is no safe way. And especially the Mischief tank, the head. Because everybody has a really good counter, but the Mischief tank is like ordinary RNG heavy. I don't know why, but he steals buffs and turn meter like crazy madman. And I don't have too much counters on it. Like every Mischief tank isn't really a Mischief tank. If, for example, if you have a 3-turn cooldown on a 3-turn duration of a skill, like Strengthen or something on yourself, that would be okay. But if you have 3 turn cooldowns but 2 turn of duration, you need a buff extender and then your buffs get stolen. Basically, I hate the Mischief head. I just do. But in this one, I just made sure that my buddy has a good time, at least that the one team here goes in, and yeah, just avoid the stress, the RNG. Of course there's the RNG in here, but hey, let's be honest, how stressful are your runs usually? And look at me right now, I'm just talking to you and have a great time and just maybe click ahead or something. That's okay. If something goes wrong, I can still recover, no problem. Right there, my buff spike got stolen. Maybe I get my unkillable first out there. Yeah, I got my unkillable first out there. Even if she dies, then Duchess comes in, it just revives her, and then yeah, of course there could be also going something more. I'm pretty proud of this team, because yeah, it has so many things that go wrong in this team right here, but it just doesn't, because I thought about it. I got my turn meter decreased on Emic right now, and yeah, he should be okay. And we already got 35 mil. Yeah, it is nice, but to be honest, between us, I thought about more. But poison clouds and ally protection, the shields and everything makes it on the end really slow, to be honest. And right there we got the poison cloud head again. He comes out and the first thing he does is poison cloud, and yeah, and somehow my Yumeko died. that's kind of the worst thing, I think. So it could be falling out of order right now totally. Let me check. Yes, we got that right there. In my case, I can just manually go kind of back in order, and I hope for the best. Nope, she doesn't have it ready. Does the second Yumeko go now? That just goes in between, that's no problem. And okay, we got a problem right now. At this point I should reset, but yeah, I haven't paid too much attention. Something went wrong, but at this point I will just put in a video where I did better. I didn't do it too often, but I'm sure I can reach 1,500 turns. And yeah, I will see you in a second. So this time I'm not gonna go into the stats on the stats screen. I'm gonna go in here because the speeds are different in Hydra and we already can see what the stats are, and I can just tell you what kind of sets they have, and it's okay. There's just nothing special or something. You know what? Nah. What am I talking about? Maybe there's something when I forget and something and blah blah blah. But I haven't used that key, so I gotta do it like that. Let's go check Emic first. Emic masteries. He does not have masteries. Those are the stats. And you gotta be pretty close to each other. You have like wiggle room from 280 to 255 or something if they all go in between those speeds, and you can decide the order by yourself just by making one slower, one not so slow, faster and stuff. But if they all go like in between those ranges, they should go in the same turn order all the time, and your Shamael just usually goes a little bit out of order, but that's just the thing about him. So speed right here, we got 257. And we got resistance 489, and that's basically it what matters on this one right here if we want to just do something like it. And let's go for the Yumekos. Hey, some people ask me really about like, hey, can you do something more crazy or not super beginner friendly? Sorry, beginner friendly, because not everyone is like a beginner and plenty of people are really into the game, and some people have 2 U macros and they're like, hey, wait, show me. And some people of you just, yeah, taking a watch at the video just to know what's happening and stuff. So first U macro 271 speed, and also I went on resistance, not quite there, but she has like the floor on the first time you go into the fight. She has perfect veil, and then Emic and U macros have the same amount on buffs, and it's just a little bit random who gets like targeted, and I went just for that. But the accuracy is a little bit too low, I probably would say. So, and the second U macro is always after her. She is 268. If you want to make it a little bit more clear, go 270, and I got her on resistance 2, not quite there, but it's just all about basically the first turn. And yeah, and about Emic, go ahead and use Lightning Cage on his. My body right here, he does not have any ascensions on him, but yeah, use Lightning Cage. It's just the safest one to make your whole team more stable. And masteries and stuff, yeah, I just basically don't have to show you. It's just down on resistance. So let's go on Acrisia. I thought she's gonna do a little bit more damage. It's great, don't get me wrong, and it's kind of really nice in here, but I thought they're gonna melt a little bit more, but then the poison cloud, ally protection and all that, yeah, it didn't work like I thought. Okay, we got speed 245. Okay, I lied a little bit, I think it was 245 minus something, but just go ahead and go a little bit more speedy to get the same turn order all the time or in between your non-Shamael champions. So of course we got got 230% resistant crit damage, and I thought it's gonna be more. I think I made something wrong. It's supposed to be, is that one the right one? Something, I think, yeah, I checked it in Hell Hades optimizer and stuff, but I think it was more, I made something wrong or something. That could be the problem. So if you want to make her more damage wise, you can go more damage on crit rate, and she does not basically need anything besides like speed, crit damage and crit rate. Yeah, check out the masteries. I went for Helm Smasher, but to be honest, if you pump more stats in her, maybe you don't need it and you can go War Master or something. But I don't have Acrisia on my own account, so I can't just tell out of experience. Who was the next champion? Duchess, our favorite champion. To be honest, she is great. Yeah, let's check out the mastery first. And yeah, that could be a problem. I haven't checked his masteries on Duchess, so probably, I don't know. Yeah, that could be a problem. Just don't, okay? Yeah, it's about my buddy and he wants to do like stable runs, so I just made it on the fly. I will change that in a second. Just no, you know what? It's an unkillable team, so I will just leave it open. He can decide what he needs, but please, buddy, increase the turn meter. Don't use it. Something like that. Don't use it. Increase speed, but because one of your champion dies and then you gain speed and then you just don't do it. And who was the last one? I think it was Shamael, yay! So, yeah, it was that one. He does not have masteries right now. But of course you could change it, no problem. And he's 119 speed. It's like basically super low. If you can go lower, that would be better. Maybe not, you know, it's just more stable that he doesn't take too much turns and he will lose the unkillable and stuff. So yeah, I think mine is 101 because I have not even used 1 speed on him. So, and you kind of don't need resistance on him because yeah, if he gets his buff stolen or his turn meter decreased or killed, he will, yeah, he will be revived from Duchess, so that shouldn't be a problem at all. And let me check if that have been all those 2 Yamekos, Duchess, Emek, Acrisia and Shama. Yes, I did it. And hey buddy, congratulations, we did a team where you just have to press the auto button and just come back later, see what happened, and if you don't like the resource, just go ahead and press it again. But in my opinion, I think the damage should be a little bit higher or something. I don't know what, like when I see other teams, sometimes in Acrisia, I think like about super crazy stuff, but we don't have the decreased defense, weaken and stuff, so it's here a little bit different. I don't know how to implant it because there are not many spots open in here, so I couldn't get it to work, but I think the results are pretty nice and he will like it. And yeah, that will be the end of the video. I hope I see you in the next one, and yeah, have a nice day.